But yeah, I'm here and I'm ready. I'm showing up. When Becky asked you to do for future reference, you should double check the time on that team call. I think I realized it last night. I was like, oh crap. Okay, here we go. 11 a.m. My kids are busy though, so we're good. We're good to go. Do you want me just to jump in there, Bex?
Yep, you're up.
All right. Let me figure this out here for a minute.
Just to screen share, you just go down to the bottom to that little button that says screen share.
Got it. Desktop. Oop. Okay, what are you seeing right now?
We are seeing your slides.
Oh, good. There?
Yeah, you can click play and then it will go.
Oh, cool. All right, guys. I'm figuring this out. I hope that this gives you hope. I know that when I was doing the next level leadership group in February, and all of those 15-star superstar diamonds were having trouble figuring out how to get on these calls, I was like, oh my gosh, they struggle too. I'm not alone. But then it also was like, oh crap, they're still struggling and they're 15-star. So it also gave me no hope. But
is this being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you're recording it?
Okay. I am.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about building momentum in your business and creating that consistency. I had a really high number of Success Club points last month, and Becky was like, what are you doing? What did you do to get that? And I just was recalling, like, what did I do differently? And it came down to, it was nothing that I did in March specifically. It was everything that I did in January and February, and even before that. So I kind of want to back up a little bit. I remember in October, the Success Club prize for the month was a recording from Darren Hardy, and he's the author of The Compound Effect, if you don't know, which is an excellent book. He's a really good author and has really good things to say. I love like his YouTube stuff that he has too. Anyway, I watched the video like 8 times, and I loved it. I got a lot out of it. But the one thing that really stuck with me was, he said, if you want to start the year off strong, you have to finish the year strong. And so the beginning of December, I just kind of really hit the ground running, and I knew that January was going to, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have this big like breakthrough in January. Like, not many people are ready for the change yet in the fall and right before the holidays, but January, everybody's going to jump on board. I'm going to have people me by the hundreds. Like, I just felt like this big breakthrough was coming. And so the first 2 weeks of December, I went back through my messenger and all the people that I reached out to, and I just followed up with them. And through those first 2 weeks in January, and then I continued that into January as well. But the biggest mistake that I made in my business, you guys, one of them, I've made a lot, I decided that I earned to take the second half of December off. Just take it off. I didn't do the 3 vital behaviors. I didn't work out. I didn't eat well. I did not do personal development. I rarely even posted, I think once or twice. I just kind of disappeared. And it kind of felt nice to take the break or whatever. But you guys, seriously, coming back in January 4th, I remember I'm like, okay, now like my big breakthrough is coming any minute. I need to be like on top of my game. I'm starting a challenge group. I'm starting a brand new program. All these people are counting on me. Like, I have to like have it all together. And I was sick. I did not want to get back into the swing of things. My momentum was 0. I felt like I came down this big mountain at the bottom, and I just like halted to a stop, like slammed on the brakes right before this giant mountain was about before me of January and February and the brand new year and all the goals that we were setting. And I slammed on the dang brakes right in the middle of them. And so trying to like get my bike going again was brutal. Oh, it was so brutal. I know a lot of my team experiences as well. Just stopping completely was the worst possible thing I could have done, especially right before I wanted to start the year off strong. So I had all this training and I had this plan, and I just like, it just fell apart. And I remember like working with my team and setting goals for the new year, and working with Becky and setting goals. I felt really good about January. I like nailed my vital behaviors. I did my invites and all of that. And I struggled to hit Success Club. I struggled just to hit 6 in December, in January, and in February. And I remember like January passed, and I'm like, okay, I kept making excuses. Like, okay, people are in the gym. They're kind of wanting to do their own thing. Like I kept like having these mental games with myself. Okay, they're not ready yet, but next month is going to be like this big breakthrough. And I just kept waiting for it. Just like I was doing the work. It wasn't like I was just like sitting there waiting for something big to happen. I was putting in the effort. I was pumping the well. But I remember February came, and it was like the big team cup, and my team was so excited, and I was excited. We did team calls. We kind of broke up into smaller groups, and we had a lot of like excitement going into February. We were just going to kill it. And we also had the Sidnee event in February. And here's our little team picture that we took. So everything was looking really good for February, but February came, and we went to the Sidnee event, and I just felt like that was going to like pump us all up and get us ready to go. And I did. I kind of felt really good, but as soon as I got home, I didn't want to do anything. And I kind of like my pity party set in. I'm like, okay, I have been putting in consistent, solid effort for months now, and like nothing. Like I think I had 2 Success Club points when I came home from that trip. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, why isn't this working for me? And I remember like the second to last day of the month, I just did a post on my team page. And I was like, you guys, I've been having a pity party. And I remember reaching out to Shauna. I knew she was struggling as well. And we were just like, you guys, so discouraged. I need you guys to know, like, this is not easy all the time. It's not. It's such a roller coaster. It's ups and it's downs and it's all arounds, and we need each other. We need to reach out to each other when things like that are going on. Your upline, your success partner, people on the team, like you have to reach out. And Shauna and I just kind of like pity partied together. It wasn't even very productive. We were just like, why? We were very negative. I was very negative. But we kind of were like, okay, we have the cruise. We have to get excited. And we kind of helped each other through that a little bit. She helped me. Like, you just have to force yourself to do personal development. And I so didn't want to do it. I just felt so stuck, and like I didn't even want to move forward anymore. I felt like this wasn't working for me. I felt like I wasn't a good coach. And I felt like, I don't know, I felt really discouraged, and I felt a lot of resistance in that moment. And that's how things work. Like when you're on like the brink of that big breakthrough, you're going to feel a lot of resistance. You're going to feel like quitting. You're going to feel like giving up right before big things happen. And so the second to last day of the month, I had Success Club 4, and I just made a promise to my team. I'm like, you guys, this is my fault. I'm not doing what I need to be doing with the level of intensity I need to be doing it to reach my goals, to move my business forward, and to help you guys. And so I just kind of made the promise to them that I was going to hit Success Club 10 that month with 2 days to go. And I didn't. I was supposed to. But the 2 girls that were supposed to buy purchased the next day in March. So it made me start off the month really strong. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I still had that promise to myself and my team that I told them, I said, I love this business. I would do it every single day, even if I just helped one person, even if that one person was just me. But sometimes that's hard. Like, you're putting in that effort. I'm putting in the hours every day. I'm reaching out and having these conversations. You want to see the benefits, right? You want to see that reflect on your paycheck. And so I just told them I was going to raise my level of intensity, and I challenged them to do the same. Like, if you have goals and you have rank that you want to hit, or different things, or if you just want to make $100, like, you've got to make that promise to yourself, and you have to have that in the back of your mind all the time. So I just want you guys to know, like, you see the success, you see like the points in March and how amazing that was, but there was definitely the struggle in February, especially the last half of February. It was definitely a struggle, and I definitely felt that resistance. But then you have to force yourself, okay, and you need to do a gut check. What am I not doing? What am I not focusing on to get to those goals? And really, it was just intensity. I wasn't doing a specific power hour every single day, because every day of my life looks different. And so for some people, like their husband goes to work at 8 and they come home at 5. And, you know, it's 4 days a week or whatever. They have like this consistency in the schedule. And so it's maybe a little bit easier to kind of say, okay, this is my time for coaching. I'm going to block that off. Do not disturb. Or my way is easier. Like we all have a different way to do things. And so for me, I couldn't do the power hour every single day. So it's like, okay, what is going to work for me? So I started kind of changing it up a little bit. I had days of the week. So Monday I would do invites. Monday's a great day for invites. Everybody's kind of pumped and ready to go. It's Monday. I'm going to do this this Monday. So Monday I would do invites. Tuesday I would focus on adding people to my network, friends, and reaching out to them. Wednesday I would focus on my team and trainings, and you know, Thursday I would work on coaching invites, recruiting. So I had different days of the week where I would just focus on one thing instead of trying to spread it out and focus on different things. And that's what kind of worked for me. You have to create that system that you can work with that works for your schedule. So I have 3 to 4 days a week where my husband's home and he helps with the kids a little bit, but not all day. Obviously, he gives me a couple hours, but those are the days where I just have to like kind of bulk do my power hour and bulk do my vital behaviors. And so the other 3 days a week, 4 days a week, I kind of slow down a little bit. So it's just, that's kind of my balance. And it's kind of hard to teach that because we all have a different schedule. I've got coaches on my team who work 3 jobs. Like we all have a different schedule and a different way of doing things and different ways that are effective. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit, see what's going to work for you, but you have to be consistent in that. You have to find something that's going to work for you and then just repeat it over and over and over again. And if it works, great. Keep doing it the next month. If it doesn't work, great. Revamp, figure it out, do something different. Figure out what you need to do differently, raise your intensity, and revisit that purpose, that why behind what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to make money and rank advance? Let me just tell you, if you're focused on that, it's going to be a lot harder. If I'm focused on I need to advance my rank or I need to make more money, it's not going to be coming from my heart. And I don't know, I feel like people can feel that. But if you're focusing on, okay, I really need to find 3 people who need me this month, like that, it's completely different. It's a completely different mindset. And again, it can reflect when people feel that too. So once you find your system, you just got to get to work. And then another thing in February was the Next Level Leadership Group that a bunch of the 15 Star Diamonds put together, and it was really, really helpful. But one of the big things that I took from it was Brigida's training, where she said, you're the CEO of your business. You guys know me. A lot of you know me. I'm not a details person. I remember the team retreat and Becky was explaining volume to my team, and I'm like, I'm so glad this is happening right now because I don't even really know what's going on here. But one thing that I really did do in February was pay attention to the details and start checking my back office more and start understanding volume more and the sponsorship drill down and Success Club and ranking leadership qualifications, the leadership ladder. That was actually a big one. So I was the typical got to diamond and kind of plateaued for a year now almost. I just kind of got stuck in that and couldn't really keep going. I couldn't focus on me because I didn't know what I was working towards, and I couldn't focus on my team because you can't want it more than they do. And so I was just kind of doing my thing, trying to hit Success Club. But once I kind of understood the leadership ladder qualifications a little bit better, I set my sights for team leader. And once I just figured out, okay, I need to just up my volume on my weak leg, like that was something that I could work towards, and that was something that I can work towards achieving. And so that made me feel kind of more of a purpose again. And yes, I need to help people and get into Success Club, but yes, to move my business forward, this is what I need to be working towards. And the other thing I did was build my spouse account. And that's everybody does that differently. There's kind of pros and cons to it. But that was one thing that I did from January to March to really build my income. I was able to actually double what I made in February in March, which is kind of crazy. But it's because I built that under my husband's account. And so the volume, and we cycled twice and all that jazz. But understand the details, like pay more attention to the details and watch the YouTube videos and listen to Becky because she knows what she's talking about. And that will definitely help. Like I was just like, there's money in my account, I'm happy. But when you understand where it's coming from, you can build it better. You can know what you're doing that's going to help it build, or that's not going to help it build. So that's really important. You're the CEO, treat your business like a business. So I wanted to break down kind of those coach benchmarks for you guys. A lot of you are kind of in that new coach phase of your business still. And so your focus needs to be helping 3 people get started with a challenge pack. Hitting Success Club 5 is a benefit of helping 3 people. And making $100 a month is another benefit of helping 3 people and hitting Success Club 5. That's going to be basically your commissions off that. And automatically, if you do those things, you're going to become a business starter on the leadership ladder. So that's your number one thing that you're trying to work towards, is becoming a business starter, hitting Success Club and making $100 a month, because all of us want to be successful, right? We want to have our business in the green. So those are your benchmarks that you need to be working towards as like that new coach range. Once you've mastered that, once you're consistently getting that, your next step is to help 2 people become a coach, either with the discount or whether they're business building, and then teach them to help people get started with the challenge pack. Kind of duplicate that process, and you become an Emerald coach. That's your next benchmark that you want to reach. After that, we're back to the leadership ladder. So it kind of goes back and forth, like rank, leadership ladder, rank, leadership ladder. When you're making $250 a month plus Success Club 5 plus 200 in volume on your week leg plus 2 coaches with Success Club points, you become a team builder. So, and then to become diamond, you have to help somebody else repeat steps 1 and 2. So you have to teach that to your team and to your people who you add to your network. So to become diamond, you help the 8 people, and then 2 of your coaches have to achieve emerald, and then you become a diamond coach. So really this business is really based off of becoming emeralds. Like you become emerald yourself, and then you just teach that. You help other people become emerald, and then they help other people become emerald. You can kind of see how that starts to duplicate. And then the next one is you make $1,000 a month, Success Club 5, 5,000 in week leg volume. So that's a big jump from team builder to team leader. 4 coaches with Success Club points, and you will be a team leader. And then there's organizational leader and executive leader after that, but I didn't really feel like you needed all that information. We're going to keep things simple for now. And really, you guys, like having that focus after becoming a diamond coach to be like, okay, now I need to focus on being a team leader, really helped me kind of build my income and have a purpose of like, okay, sometimes you get lost and I don't have any control over my business because I can't go anywhere unless my coaches do well, and blah, 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 blah. And not that it's all about that, but you kind of get stuck in that thought of, I can't do anything. What am I doing? Does what I do matter? And so having that next rung to kind of focus on was really helpful for me. And then of course, you guys, it all comes back to the vital behaviors. Let me tell you, in February, I was sucking at vital behaviors. I was not doing personal development. I was resisting it hard. I have no idea why. It was just something in my mind was just resisting that personal growth and that positive mindset. I just didn't want to read. I didn't want to listen to stuff. I don't know what it was, but that happens, and you have to just kind of roll with that. It's part of the roller coaster. But in March, I can tell you, I nailed every vital behavior the entire month, and that created that momentum, and that is carrying into April for me. And now my hardest vital behavior is doing the workouts. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I love working out. It's never been a hard one for me, but this month it is. So your business is going to change. What you struggle with is going to change. In January, I really struggled with invites. And so I tell this to my team too, like, it doesn't get easier. You just get better. Like coaching is hard. It's not easy. I tell my new coaches too, like when they're signing up, I say, listen, this is not a get rich quick thing. You have to want to help people more than you want to get rich. And you have to be willing to put in the work if you want to see the reward. But you just have to know, like, it doesn't get easier. You just get better. And the only way you get better is by doing it, by doing these vital behaviors. The only way you're going to get better at inviting in your conversations is by doing it, by sending out those invites. It's just, and you're just giving them an opportunity. They can say yes or no. We're not super like forceful or salesy or pushy or anything like that. we are giving them an opportunity, and we will follow up with them the next month. We are building that relationship so that they will trust us to come back to us when they're actually ready. You can't force someone to be ready. They have to want that for themselves. And so you're just kind of planting the seed, right? So yeah, invite. You want to be inviting to your like page and to be part of your free groups. That's kind of the first one. So when I add friends on Facebook, the first thing I do is invite them to my like page. And then after they like my page, the first thing I do is invite them to my free group or put them on the list for that. The second one, you need to be invited to your challenge groups. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal as a coach. You need to be having challenge groups to be able to invite people to. You can run them with different people. You can run them with your upline, but you need to be having that group to be inviting people to each month. It's so helpful for helping people get started because they feel like they're part of something, rather than just like, oh, I don't know if I can do it by myself. But when you give them that, okay, you're going to be part of this challenge group. I'm going to help you. There's other women doing it like you. It kind of makes it a little bit like, okay, maybe I could do it. Maybe I could, if I had the support, maybe I could do it. And then invite to the coaching opportunity. This is a hard one for a lot of people. We all have this yucky recruit, and I really did for a long time. That was another thing that I stepped up in March, was my recruiting. And it really just kind of was like random messages for me, people that I had kind of reconnected with, or maybe talked to about health and fitness, or I saw that they were posting a lot about health and fitness or their workout or whatever. I would just send them a quick message like, hey, this might be super crazy and random, but have you ever thought about coaching? If not, that's totally fine, no big deal. I just kind of had to put it out there. And I actually had a really good response from that, rather than like this big scripted, all the information, or like very formal. Like, I had a much better response just kind of being like, hey, is this something you'd be interested in? If not, it's really cool. Like, taking the pressure off, it is kind of how I did that. I had a really good response from that. So you're, as a new coach, like, you don't have that confidence really in like having these conversations and just kind of like putting it out there. But like, the more you do it, the more you'll get there, and then the easier it'll be. So work on inviting, because that's kind of a big deal. It's the number one vital behavior for a reason. The second one is be proof the products work. Do your workout, drink your Shakeology, eat well. This does not mean you have to be perfect in any way. It just means that you're trying. So another probably big thing that happened for me in March was I posted my results from Hammer and Chisel. And I had a lot of people come to me saying like, oh, wow, that's really awesome. I would love to gain muscle, or, you know, whatever it may be. And I actually gained weight with that program, guys. It was not even what I kind of was hoping it to be, but you just kind of have to put your transformation out there, or at least say, hey, I completed this program. I feel great. Like, you just have to talk about the programs that you're doing and why you're doing what they're doing for you. But when you do it in a, hey, I did it for the entire amount of time, the 8 weeks, and this is what the difference was. Being proof that our products work is a big deal. And so you don't have to look perfect in the after picture. There was a couple coaches on my team who are so proud of them for posting their after pictures. They know that that's not easy. And I know that sometimes it feels like there's not a huge change, but you're inspiring someone else who's like you and is saying, I'm not going to have this huge dramatic change, but I'm going to see changes. And that's important. It doesn't have to be a dramatic change. It can just be small and simple. And so, yeah, be proof. And number 3, do your dang personal development. Yes, I'm talking to a few specific coaches on my team. I don't know if you're on the call or not, but, and myself, like in February, I just didn't want to do it. I don't know what it was, but you have to do the personal development. Like, it's so mindset. Everything that we do in this business, everything that is health and nutrition, starts with your mindset, begins and ends with what you think about yourself, what you think about your abilities, and how you feel about your efforts. And I was feeling real down on myself. I was having a big fat pity party the end of February, and you have to turn that around. You have to be doing that personal development and constantly feeding your mind. And that doesn't just mean that you're reading these books like The Compound Effect. It means that you're listening to team trainings. That can be personal development. Audible is a big one for me. YouTube videos are huge because you can find some that are like 5 minutes and super inspirational. It can be business related. It can be about life and happiness. I know Becky loves the Energy Bus. I just finished it yesterday. It was seriously like amazing, you guys. You need to get it. It's $5 on Amazon through Audible. But it can be your scriptures. It can be just meditation and praying. Like, it doesn't have to be, it can be podcasts. I know a lot of my coaches love podcasts. It can be going back through and listening to the National Wake Up Calls. It could really be anything, you guys, but you have to be doing something that's moving your mind in the right direction. And it's best to do it first thing in the morning so you can set that mindset at the beginning of the day. And then, of course, on our team, we have expanded the 3 vital behaviors to now 4, 5, and 6. So number 4 is post on social media. You have to be present. In December, I dropped off the face of the earth, and I felt the effects of that. People are like, this girl's not showing up. She's not consistent. Like, I lose that trust a little bit with people. And so posting 2 to 4 times a day is so, so, so important. And it's not even just about Beachbody. You shouldn't be doing more than 1 to 2, depending on how many times you're posting a day. But you can have little jabs. So like, you can post a selfie and be like, look, I did this, this, and this today, and I got my workout in, yay me. That's not Beachbody. That's just a good post. Or it can be like a coaching opportunity. I remember, like, the other day, we went to Twin Falls to help my friend that just had a baby for the day, and my husband was able to come with me, so I kind of dropped, like, yay, we got to go to Twin Falls and see a new baby, and my husband got to come, and that's because he got to quit his job, and I get to do Beachbody, and I got to work in the car. So it's kind of like this little, it wasn't a formal, like, coaching invitation post, come be part of my coaching group or come join my team. It was just kind of like, this is what coaching has done for me. And those are almost more important than the big informal posts that you do. Those small little jabs, you're planting seeds, and you're helping them see, like, what coaching has done for you in a less formal manner. So just kind of like throwing it out there. Once again, you just have to get the information out there. It's theirs to decide, or theirs to do with whatever they will, whether they're going to judge you, make fun of you, or unfriend you. You have to get that information out there, and you can do that in little bits and little jabs in your daily posts. Another question I like to ask before I post something, okay, are you teaching? Are you preaching? Are you laughing? Or are you sharing? If it's just kind of a post to post, like, there's no point, really. You have to have some sort of purpose. So teaching, preaching, laughing, and sharing are kind of a good way to gauge if you're adding value. And of course, be more than health and fitness. You have to have other things that you're talking about. It has to be more than your kids. It has to be more than your workouts and things like that. Like, you have to kind of get out of that realm of your comfort zone with posting. And I know, like, Becky just posts, like, funny things all the time, and she gets a great response with that. Videos don't get a lot of good algorithms on Facebook, so I wouldn't do, like, funny videos that you share from YouTube. Facebook doesn't like that. But memes are a great way to kind of make people laugh and kind of get some post interaction. And posting a question. Like, I did this post about my kids the other day, and it was like, hey, I noticed that my kids were really good babies and they were hard toddlers, and then my friend's baby was a hard baby and a good toddler. Like, how are your kids? What was your experience? People love to talk about their kids. They love to give their 2 cents on a topic like that. And so it got a really good response with comments. And that's important, because I'm not just saying, hey, my kids were great babies and hard toddlers. It's getting people engaged and asking them, like, what were your kids? And it's just kind of adding value in that way of actually like caring. And then I went back through and I tried to respond to every comment that was given, because I want them to know that I care about what they have to say, and I'm thankful for their comment. So number 5, obviously, is to reach out and build relationships. Oh, there's number 6 too. Obviously, build relationships is kind of self-explanatory. That is our business. We are building relationships. We are building trust with people. Nobody in their right mind is going to trust you if you are not trustworthy. So building that relationship and saying, hey, I actually care about you. I actually care what you're interested in, what you like to do for workouts. Like, I'm actually trying to fit you with the proper program. I actually want you to come be on my team. I actually want you to come do my challenge group. Trying to convince them of that or convey that to them is really important. And the only way to do that is to build a relationship with them in those messaging conversations. Lots of conversations, just more conversations. That's a big business builder. And then recognition, giving shout outs to new coaches, rank, the leadership ladder advancements. That was the one that they really mentioned at Super Saturday. But yeah, it feels good to be recognized for your efforts. And so I just really liked that as well. That's something I'm trying to do more with my team. Vital behaviors, guys, they're vital for a reason. And then Mindy Rose posted a video in our full-time earners group yesterday. It was really good. I can't remember her name right now, but she was super inspirational. She kind of talked about this exact thing, like feeling that resistance right before you're like on the edge of something amazing. And she just said, I encourage you, or I ask that you feel encouraged and not discouraged, and don't give up right before the water starts flowing. A lot of the challenge pack sales that I had last month were people who I talked to last April when I first became a coach. And then from that, I said, hey, do you have any friends that you want to do this with? And they said, yes. I got 3 different people that brought friends to this group with them. And so just asking that simple question and just not giving up, like having that consistent effort every month. Those people are going to say no to you. You're going to hear no. You're going to hear crickets. People are going to ignore you like crazy. You just have to focus on putting your love out there and not expecting anything in return, because oftentimes it's not going to happen right away. It's going to happen a year later. It's going to happen a couple months later. But you have to plant those seeds. You have to pump that well. You have to keep pumping it. Like if you stop pumping a well, all the momentum is gone and you're not going to get any water. But if you keep pumping, even slowly, even just crawling, you're going to have some water eventually. But if you pump on that thing hard, it's going to come out overflowing. And so just feel encouraged when you start feeling that resistance and you can feel like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. I don't want to do this. Just hold on tight, because you're in the roller coaster. You're at the very bottom. You're about to shoot up. If you're doing those consistent efforts, if you're not doing anything, then do more personal development and start doing the vital behaviors. But if you're putting in that consistent effort and work, you're going to shoot up, and it's eventually that water is going to overflow. Just stay encouraged and reach out to friends on the team to kind of help you through tough times like that. And then just to recap how to be a successful coach. Every single day, you guys, these are the vital things in our business. You have to be proof of the product. You have to do personal development, and you have to pay it forward. You have to invite and share that, whether that's just through posting. If you don't do invites every single day, if you want to binge, do that. You have to share that through social media in some way every day. You have to post. You have to focus on hitting Success Club every month, and then you have to help your personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. And that's you just repeat. Keep it simple and repeat. And that is how you become a successful coach. At the beginning of the year, I had all my coaches make this their screensaver. Some of them did. I checked their phones at the February event. And then just hustle hard, girls. We're in a really good time in the business right now where people are ready for it. They're ready for summer. They're ready to start making those life changes. And we just have to put it out there. We have to let them know, why are they going to choose you? I know that Shauna talks about this a lot with her team too. You have to be that bright, colorful fish. You have to realize everybody in your friends on your newsfeed probably has 2 or 3 to 5 friends who do Beachbody. Why are they going to go with you? And that can be kind of intimidating when you start like comparing posts, but just put your blinders on and just be yourself on social media and just try to like shine as brightly as you can, and have that presence on social media. And then reach out, do the vital behaviors, and put a little hustle behind your heart, and you'll do it. You'll do great things. So be encouraged. You guys can do this.
Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Here, take it off the screen share so we can have.
I don't know how.
Go back down to screen share, the little green at the bottom. No, very bottom. Actually, here, I'll do it.
Oh, stop share.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Good.
Hi, guys.
There. Hey, great job, and I'm so glad you read the energy buzz. Shauna, are you done with it too?
No, I'm not. I should be, but I'm not. But I listened to like 20 minutes of it this morning.
Good.
It's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah,
I know it's not long. I just got distracted with some like other things I was doing this week. So I love it though, like every second of it.
Yeah. I like that it's a story.
That's what I'm going to say. The story helps.
Just made it different, and I loved that. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with facts and stuff for a while. Like, I just need a story to listen to.
I never like facts. That's why this book is working so well for me.
He actually has quite a few. And they're like all $5.95 on on Audible. So
Yeah.
he has other ones I'm going to check out.
Are you guys doing personal development? Are you like, what books are you reading right now? People on the call.
Right now, I'm still reading You Are a Badass.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good. That is a good one. That one's a really fun one to listen to.
That's one of the few I could get through. I made it through all of You're a Badass.
Yeah.
There's not many. I lose interest really quickly.
I am
And The Big Leap.
That's not a good one to bring on the airplane, just FYI.
What?
Not a good one to bring on the airplane. I had a lot of people asking questions, and then Shauna was distracting me.
I am listening to the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster.
Oh, I got so bored with that.
So far, it's good. Like, I got bored with it before, I think. I've listened to like an hour of it, and then I got bored, and so then I moved on to something else. So I'm back to it. I'm trying it again.
Yeah, I got bored with that one really fast.
You've got to have some of that factual stuff because it does like help you become a better entrepreneur. But yeah, it's tough to get through.
There's one Miracle Morning that I want to get next.
I just got that one, but that's next. I just need you, like, you've got to talk to my heart, not my brain. Don't talk to my brain.
Totally there with you. Has to hit you the right way. It can't be just all facts. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to talk to my brain, I'm going to shut you off, just like I did with the happiness advantage. I was like, I don't care about what happened at Harvard. I don't care.
I loved that one because I am a facts and figures girl. Like, you give me numbers and I'm happy. That's why I like doing macros. I'm like, it's happy for me. Like, numbers line up, you know?
Yeah.
So I totally love that one because I'm like, it had numbers, like facts and figures and everything, and I totally get that.
Yeah. Not a details person, this one. No. Working on it. Working hard on it.
I'm just going to turn all that over to my husband, and he can handle all that crap.
Did you guys see my post last night? I got 8 months behind, like, on our bank register, like, actually inputting our stuff. Like, I pay our bills, but, you know, actually putting them into, like, we have this thing called YNAB. It's you need a budget. Like, you're supposed to, you know, when you spend money at Walmart, actually enter it in. Yeah, I'm 8 months behind.
When I saw your post, I was like, she, like, reconciles her bank account?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't either. I'm like, we have money. Let's go spend it.
You guys don't?
No, my mom used to do that when I was like 10, but I think every now and then she sits down and she does. Cause I was at her house like last month and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm bouncing my checkbook. I'm like, Mom, what are you, like 80?
Okay. The thing is, so there's this program, it's called YNAB. It's you need a budget. And you can actually budget out, like, this is how much we want to spend on groceries. This is how much on kids' clothes. This is how much on kids' activities. This is how much on my husband's gym membership because he won't work out at home. Like, you budget it out, and then the number's like, it's pretty. But I haven't done it for 8 months. It's not pretty, but you haven't done it for 8 months. Then it's not pretty. So yesterday I got 4 months in.
Oh, gosh.
You are crazy. Are you keeping receipts?
No, I don't keep receipts, but I go, like, to my bank statement and put it in, and then it's,
God.
because then I can go back and
that is unnecessary work, Becky Gomez.
No, because then you need to know how much you spend at Walmart. You really do. Or Costco.
I had to do my taxes yesterday, and that has been brutal for the last week, having to go through everything and highlight, like, business expenses. I'm like, this
no,
is
exactly. See, and that's actually why January 1st, January 2nd, because the banks weren't open January 1st, I went and opened up an account last year just for Beachbody. So all my Beachbody stuff goes in, and all my Beachbody stuff comes out of that account.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I have the same thing.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
No, do you?
Yeah, I do. You butthead. I totally do. It was going to make it so I didn't have to keep track of things. All I have to do is print something out and say, this is a write-offs. Have at it.
So it's just a checking account, or is it a separate account?
No, it's a check. It's a separate.
Mine's a separate checking account, but it's at my same bank. You know.
Yeah.
Genius.
So,
I actually
Yeah.
thought about that.
yeah, do it. It makes it so much easier. You just print out your like bank statements and you go, this is what I spent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my CPA emailed me an Excel spreadsheet, and I laughed at him.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
like, yeah, you're right on that, Brian.
Oh, you're right.
He's probably inside cringing. Oh, you gotta keep track.
He was cringing hard. He was just like, I'm like, I know this is gonna be, because before I did nails, and that was a little bit like more black and white, and now it's this, and so he's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna make me work. I need to like do my research and stuff, because he was like, you can't write off Shakeology. I'm like, Brian, bro, do I need to go somewhere else? Because anyway,
Yeah.
But he did write it off for you, right?
he did.
Good.
He did, but he was like, this is a mess. You have to have it in categories of marketing and this and subscriptions and this. And I'm like, what? Like, here's my numbers. Here's my highlights. Just do it.
See, and I actually do that. I have like Facebook ads. Okay, that's under marketing. Like, actually, clothes that I buy from Beachbody, that's under marketing. So, yeah.
Now I know. We'll see. We'll see how next year goes. It'll be a little bit better, but I can't promise perfection in just 1 year's time.
Oh no.
See, I love that stuff. I love when you can actually I love how it looks, Becky. I totally love it, where you actually have everything organized and you know what category it all goes under, what you're spending, what you're earning, all of that. It's just keeping it up. Like, there is no way I would have gone back 8 months and restarted.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm so doing it. And then actually, I'm handing it to my husband. He's going to take it. He was like,
That's the
I told him yesterday, he's like, so what are you doing? Are you still working? Because he was working from home. And I said, no, I'm actually catching up on our, I'm like, it's not catching up on bills. Because he's like, oh, are we late on bills? I'm like, no, we're not late on our bills. We're totally fine. He's like, well, if we're late on bills, just make sure you're not late on the house. I'm like, we're not late on bills. I pay those. I remember to pay those. I just forget to then put it in that they're paid. So I need to, anyway, but he's like, oh, well, maybe I should start doing it. Yeah, that would be helpful. That would be a little helpful. But I was the treasurer for our PTA 1 year, and I loved it because all the numbers, I'm such a numbers girl, and I had it balanced to the penny by the end of the year.
Oh, wow. That is impressive.
If I'm a couple cents off, I will go through and I will find it. It drives me nuts. I'm not even kidding.
I will give you a few cents.
I know, my husband's like, Becky, don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, we have to find where the mistake.
The money is there. Who cares? That's how I look at it. I'm like, I have money in my account and I have money in my savings account. Sweet. The rest is a free for all. Let's go for it.
Okay, Shauna, do you agree that when you pay attention to the details and the volume in your back office, you see a growth in your income?
I've never done that.
You do too. You know your weak leg and your strong leg volume.
Well, I know that my weak leg is totally weak. That's about all I know about my weak and strong leg. I know my strong leg is really strong and my weak leg is really weak.
Sidnee.
What?
I said she hasn't paid attention to it like you did this last month, Sidnee.
No, I don't pay attention to it because it just frustrates me and it makes me not want to work the business. When I'm making good money, it's just because I have my blinders on and I'm working. That's all. I don't focus on anything else but my productivity, and then I try to help my coaches at the end.
But we talked last night, and you're going to focus on team leader with me.
I know. No, I know.
Did you hit team leader, Sidnee?
No, it's at 4,300, my volume, and they lost one of my people in trans- so we're trying to work that out.
Okay.
Because I transferred a bunch of people over to my husband at the end of the month.
Right.
One person is just missing from both accounts.
Oh.
So
yeah, that's important.
I'm glad that they email you the chats that you have, because they were like, what's her information? She's gone from both of my accounts. And so I had to go back through the chat and get her account number and things and information when I switched over. So
perfect.
If they move her, it might help a little bit, but I don't think it'll get all the way to 5.
Oh,
And then you have to like start over every month. That's what's like, I know people love the leadership ladder, but I was like, that's just one more thing for me to try to focus on. And so I don't focus on any of it.
See, well, okay, I have to say, I talked with Elena one of the months, and one of her coaches had dropped Emerald, and so she was feeling a little down, like, because then that dropped her down to Emerald. And I told her, I'm like, this business is so much like, you rely on someone else for your rank, so don't focus on that. Don't focus on rank, because it depends on other people. So if you only focus on moving up the leadership ladder, then your rank is going to follow. It will. And she has been killing it lately. Like, she's just been rocking. So.
And I focused on team leader last month.
Yeah. And your income has increased substantially, right?
It doubled.
Yeah.
From February to March.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm putting that volume in my week leg, so I was cycling so much more.
Because then you're like, especially when you put it under your husband's getting, he's getting the money from it. Like, you're getting the money in his account, but then you're cycling off that. Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So that's why I threw build your spouse account in there.
Yeah.
But you have to get yourself to successful first before you can think about that.
Right, exactly. So thank you so much for doing this. I've recorded it. I'll stop recording.